PS2, but nothing beats that that opening intro there. So here we have Batman Forever Arcade, not to be confused with the version that people malign appropriately for the SNES and Genesis. This is based on the arcade release from Acclaim, which I've actually played in quite a few marathons, but I've actually never played the PlayStation version before, so this is going to be interesting. Also, be sure to get out those, be sure to get out your Riddler emotes. You'll see them in the Franker face, aka Spank Me. Unfortunately, you actually won't be hearing any of that particular quote in this game. They actually edited it out along with quite a few other things to the home transition. They had to do a lot of memory compression with this, as it turns out. Big unfortunate there, but I'm glad you all will be able to do it and utilize it that way. So, first couple things I'm going to change. But much like the arcade version, easy is actually the hardest difficulty when you're speedrunning this game. Continues I don't really care about. I'm not anticipating using continues. Do a quick button configuration. I'm going to set jump here. I'm going to set kick here. And punch doesn't even really get used. Punch is primarily just our gadget button. Get on out here. Go ahead and get started as I talk about the game. Character choice is going to be start at time. Batman might as well not even be here. Like, I just pretend he's not even on this character select screen, so we're going to move over to our pal Dick Grayson and hit it 3, 2, 1, get Robin. Robin spins in place. I will warn you all, this game has... This is an early Acclaim release for the PlayStation. These had really crazy load times. Like, there's at least one stage where the load screen that precedes the stage actually takes longer than the stage. So, be warned. Most of our 40 minutes is going to be eaten up because of exactly that. So we have Robin. For anyone that's seen the arcade version, they can already tell right away that the sprite is quite a bit smaller. Oh yeah, we can't do anything cool yet because we don't have meter. I don't know what I'm doing. Thinking that. So to start off, we're just going to be doing dive kicks, because dive kicks are really, really good. Right at the beginning, it kills enemies in one hit, so that's already incredibly useful. This... Whoa. At this point, I kind of want to just avoid damage. One of the most dangerous things about this game is that enemies in this game do random damage. An enemy touching you can take 5% of your health, or it can actually kill you. That includes that stupid car, although I don't think those kill you if you're at full health. I've never seen it happen. Didn't really want Bola, should have taken Batarang, but this is probably okay. So now we have 3 bars, and you saw those couple Super Saiyan poses that our pal Grayson was doing there. What that signifies is that we level up. If you look below our health bar, you see that there is in fact a energy meter there that functions similar to a super meter in a fighting game. We can get all the way up to 3, and then we can max out at 3. Reason 3 is important is because with 3 bars, we get access to a way more busted moveset. Please do what I asked you to do, Dick. Each character has access to one special move. Robin's, in this case, is this horribly degenerate flip kick. It's honestly not horrible, it's actually great. The reason that's good is because if we're at 3 bars, we can actually repeat the input of this, and it'll repeat the kick, the flip kick, which gives us not quite an infinite, but it's pretty darn close. Just stay in this. While you're in frenzy mode, you're completely invincible too, so wanted to ride that out. So normally, if you get a 40-hit combo from like the arcade edition of this game, what happens is Jim Carrey chimes in with his favorite little innuendo. Here you don't get that, sadly. But we can pretend. Oh god. Yeah, motorcycles are very dangerous here. I'm going to go grab these power-ups. Power-ups are what give us meter. Anytime I see power-ups, I'm probably going to be going for them. Gadgets are also pretty useful, but I'm pretty specific about the gadgets I want to maintain. Right now I have Batarangs, and Batarangs are actually decent. So I don't mind having those. Two-Face chilling on his construction equipment. Catch them as they come out the door. Backhaul. Backhaul is probably the best gadget in the game. The only downside to it is that you only get to use it once. Oh god, that was bad. So any enemy that's charging, I tend to want to prioritize them in terms of like making sure I can avoid them. So that charge they do actually does have a hitbox. Okay, so unfortunately I'm not going to get to the meter that I want here. From here, my goal is I really want to get down to 2 bars if I can. And that's really, really good to be able to do, because once we get down to 2, then we can get back up to 3. Whenever you level up in this game, you get your attack that you saw, you know, the Super Saiyan attack you saw at the beginning of the game, that clears the entire screen, and the other upside of it is you get a random health buff. As in, like, you always get a health buff, but how much health you actually recover is random. So that's important to be able to do. Second stage, we're here in the nightclub. Every mystery after this, I believe, is fixed. Or, actually, it's random, but this one is actually fixed. I got that backwards, sorry. So watch out for the big guys when they show up. Okay, so we activated Hollow Mode. Hollow Mode is the only item that we take at the end of a given stage. Whenever you clear a stage, you get a random item like you saw in the menu from the previous screen. We always take Hollow Mode. Hollow Mode's great because it adds to the damage that we're doing with a flip kick, because there's 5 of us instead of 1. And even more importantly, it drains our meter faster, so we can go from 3 to 2 really quickly, and then back to 3. Hopefully just as quickly. No, don't touch me. See, we got a lot of value out of that there. Oh god, that guy actually kicked me? Yeah, enemy hits in this game are pretty wonky, usually in their advantage. Especially because they can combo you. It's a big part of why you end up dying. This red clown's pretty annoying. He actually has a decent block strat. There we go. Kill those 2. This guy with the artillery is actually kind of awful. Like, Flex is actually not someone you want to get hit by ever. The gun can actually kill you from 1 shot, and grenades are annoying as well. So we'll clear him out and then move on. Not a bad stage. I'm actually amazed I was able to recover the amount of health that I did. I thought I was going to be in a lot of trouble there. Get our Hollow Mode. Hollow Mode is interesting from stage to stage. In most cases, I'll trigger it as soon as I can, just to make sure I can get the meter abuse going. But in this case, well, in this case, I'm definitely going to do it, but that's not the case in every case. It's a Bat call, it's really good. Also, Batman and Robin in the arcade version have different voice samples, whereas here they both just sound like Batman, so be prepared to have Chris O'Donnell sound like Christian Bale. Oh god, that was a lot of damage. Alright, I need to get down to 2, like, ASAP. That was terrifying. I did not think that guy was going to combo me for that much. Throw all these stun bombs. Stun bombs pretty bad. For my money, it's the worst gadget in the game, so I tend to want to just get rid of them as quickly as I can. Another quick note about gadgets: if you have a gadget and obtain another gadget, you lose the old gadget. You can't switch between them. So batarangs, you start with 10, for example. If I only spend 5 of them, and then pick up an item like Taser, I just lose all the batarangs, and I just go to the max on Taser, which is 8. Same would happen the other way around. If I spent 1 Taser and picked up batarangs, I'd lose all the Tasers. Both of which are very good gadgets, by the way. But I tend to want to make sure I can max out on them. Oh god, what are you doing? If that tire hadn't been there, I'd be in a lot of trouble. This guy with the yo-yo is pretty obnoxious, but much like anything else, as soon as we touch something with our flip kick, they're just dead. Like, they can't survive. So long. This stage actually has, to me it has 2 bosses. Oh, that grenade actually killed me. Cool. Cool. I definitely wanted that to happen. So Flex there got pretty lucky. That gun is so freaking dangerous. Definitely did not want that to happen. Biggest downside of taking a death is you actually lose a meter. Like if you're at 3, you immediately go down to 2. So 2 lives left for this credit. Let's hope I can maintain them. Anybody with a gun, especially like the machine gun, is just a massive threat, as you saw there, because once 1 bullet touches you, the rest of them just combo you. Best to avoid at all costs, if possible. This stage is actually going to feature one of 2 bosses that has some unique properties, particularly the fact that we don't fight them head on. We're going to be using gadgets to be able to fight them. And yes, this was based on the Val Kilmer Batman movie. For a good while, all we're going to be doing is just killing enemies and making sure we avoid this construction site equipment. Kick him just because that thing falls on us, we're dead. So I prefer that not to happen. I don't know where that's going to land. Weird. Here it doesn't have a shadow, so I guess I just stay out of stay off the x-axis of it at all times. I think X, Y, X horizontal, Y vertical. Whoa, what are you doing? I actually don't even mind that I'm going in the corner there. I'm just trying to hit this guy. If I do that and he walks into me, then he just dies. You can see we're collecting these super batarangs. The weird thing about them is we can't use them on basic enemies. It does, however, give us something we can use against this helicopter. We're just going nuts with batarangs here. I have to interrupt myself to do that. These guys are being a pain. Ideally, you want to be able to one-cycle the helicopter before those guys can even approach you, but the timing on that is incredibly specific. Also, their gunfire can't hit you. Their big threat is if they make it past the third cycle, then they'll drop more enemies on you. It actually gets swarmed pretty quickly. Still a decent stage. We're not going to be able to get that life we lost back, but the goal here is just going to be try to finish the game on the 2 lives that we have. Get that. And more loading. Yay, PS1. I legitimately do love this game. I'm not gonna knock anything about it. This game, I think I discovered it 2 years ago for the first time, and I'm very much a fan. It's so goofy and not standard as a beat 'em up. Harvey comes in and pops off. So here the use of items is very tricky, particularly holo mode. I tend to not want to use holo mode right away. These guys at the beginning are just super duper dangerous. They all charge on screen. They can all hit you. Now I'll activate holo mode. Oh god, why? Why did I do that? If we had grapple gun, we could actually pull down that chandelier, but I'm not going to sweat it. Just want to get to 2 here. There we go. Could also be in my capture settings, making it slightly dark, but it sets the mood. I don't mind it. Plus, this game is so neon that the important stuff you're always going to be able to see. Schumacher Batman for you. Stairs here is pretty dangerous. We don't exactly have level playing field, and they'll generally be able to get advantages where we can't. Come here. Thank you. Didn't really want that health yet. I didn't know the full health. That's on me. This guy. When he comes back, go. Alright, so flex up there is going to be the biggest issue by like a lot. And we got pretty good spacing there. We got to just float over the machine gun bullets. I'm actually going to go ahead and just grapple this guy. I don't know if it's going to kill him, but I do want to get back up to 3, and I may not be able to do that. So similar to the other bosses we have outside of, I guess, Tassel, these robot enemies are enemies that we're going to be able to beat, and then they're going to become basic enemies. Okay, there. Got us back up to 3 for the next stage. Okay, so full meter and full health going into the middle portion of the game is actually going to be really good. That stage is normally really trolly, so I'm actually amazed I didn't. Not only did I not take a death there, but I finished the stage at full health. That's not common for that stage at all. Or holo mode. Next 2 stages are more or less synonymous with each other. They just have just enemies and gadgets. They're pretty basic stages. I know that sounds like super vague and whatnot, but I promise you that's pretty much exactly how it is. Holo mode. Which I don't need to go down just yet. So from here, in addition to the mystery stuff, we also get the good and evil. Those are also random. Getting indestructible is probably the best thing you can get from any of these. You're completely invincible as long as you're green. You're just free to just combo off and go crazy. It's sweet. Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Flip kick my way in. Oh yeah, drop the bomb. That one's not great, but the good news about the bomb is that it does have friendly fire, so it's like fine. I didn't hit anybody? Okay, we got VR mode that time for that mystery. VR mode is excellent. Any enemy that it freezes is a one-hit kill. Quite strong. I'll kick my way in. This isn't the fast way, but it's definitely the safe way. Invisibility's worthless. Enemies can always see you, so it doesn't mean anything. Oh, I was hoping we could ambush them with that. And Steve-O just popping off with a machine gun. Also, shout-outs to the name Feather. Best Batman rogue. Ah, Feather. See more of him. This stage almost feels like just a reverse of the other stage. I think we reached the pit sooner than we did in the last one, but there's also no boss. There's a boss in the stage after, but that's just a boss fight. Oh god, what the heck? All mode right away. Really? That did a lot of damage. Alright, I need to get down to 2 soon. Alright, having Indestructible to try to get back to 2 is going to be super useful here. Cool. Once I get down to 2, my primary goal from there becomes using gadgets to make sure I can get back up to 3. Definitely the best option you're going to be able to have. I'm going to hang on to batarangs. I don't really want to drop a gun. Lots of hitboxes. This game is just so gloriously jank. I hearted. It's really fun. The PlayStation version's really good. Quick thing about this game I'll never understand. This game was also ported to the Saturn, but the Saturn version is actually worse because not only is it missing more voice samples, it also has more slowdown in areas where this version does not. The reason I find that weird is because the arcade board that this was designed for was the Sega Titan board, and the hardware for the Titan board is exactly the same as the Saturn. I don't understand why the Saturn version can't actually be good when it's the exact same hardware. I never will. This is really dangerous, by the way. My health, okay. Still not good. Give me that, thank you. It's most definitely Jim Carrey. 100%. Definitely want that back call. I didn't have any gadgets. This will be useful. Here we also get introduced to the, I actually forgot their name. I think they're called like the Masters or the Maestros. These guys in the green bodysuits. They're kind of obnoxious to fight. They have really good defense and they can counterattack with really good offense, which is just like this lunge kick. Looks like a hit. So when those guys lose their head like that, they're going to go in a state where they try to do this spin attack that's going to hit you and do a lot of damage. But if you can hit them before they launch, then they actually won't get to do it. You definitely want to be able to jump the gun on them. Remember earlier I said we're going to have a load screen last longer than the next stage? That happens right here because this next room is just a boss fight against Sugar and Spice, and once we're done with it, we're leaving. The amount of load time around these two is going to take longer than that. Oh, I didn't need the hollow mode there, but it's okay, I think. I didn't want that. I didn't think I killed them at all. Okay, cool. Got back up to full on both. So the reason that hard mode is actually easier here, because I've actually tested this, hard mode is actually slower than easy, but it's a lot more abusable in terms of how you utilize meter. Best example I can name is if you get to 2 and drain your meter to 1, the reason being is that your meter drains way faster on hard than it does on easy, which is a benefit because then you get to heal up faster because you get your level ups and you get to kill everything on the screen and do all that good business. But on hard, what you do, the strat instead, is to get down to 2, continuously get down to 1, which is very, very easy to do given the faster meter drain. Then once you're at 1, you just get right back up to 2 and kill everything on screen. It does take longer because, you know, your level up sequences take forever. takes way longer than just flip kicking everything in a given room to death, but it is easier. Like, I can breeze through hard, no problem. I just choose not to. I think easy is way more interesting to run. Wait, I never used hollow mode. What am I doing? Not getting out of that machine gun fire. Thank you. Ooh, I need meter real bad. Sucks I had to spend all those taser rounds, but I really need to get back to 3 here because I did not know I was 2. Okay, that's not great. We're going to be fighting some bosses here with only 2 bars. We're going to make the most of it, I hope. Neat. So these guys do have boss stats. Normally when you do a screen clear like that, it kills everything on screen, but anything with, I guess we'll just call it boss traits, boss stats, they don't die. Like, you actually have to drain their health. So they'll stick around, then you just flip kick them to death and you're fine. Okay, to the Neon Cave. Not actually to be confused with the Bat Cave. I don't even know why I call it the Neon Cave. It's just it's the brightest stage in the game. Nothing super special about it except for some really tough enemies, but the fluorescent rainbow vibrance of this stage is not to be underestimated. There's tasers. Take this. So yeah, those that are able to check out my stream normally know I play a lot of classic arcade style beat 'em ups, especially these that have like the belt scrolling aspect, like being able to move up and down across a plane instead of just left to right. On the PlayStation there wasn't a lot of that because their big push was towards 3D. So this is, to my recollection, one of, if not the only belt scrolling beat 'em up on the console. So I have a pretty good amount of appreciation for it for that as well. Oh god. Yeah, I got comboed, that sucks. All I was trying to do was taser some stuff, and I got whiff punished. Okay, so this actually is a problem. Yeah, they didn't take anything from that. Shouldn't be too hard to get back up to 2. Calm this guy down. That death was really, really bad. In case you hadn't noticed. That'll put me back up to 2, which will help. Okay, got the low kick there. That was cute. I don't know what that did, but we're back up to 3 now with 1 life left. Yeah, that's useful enough. One more shot. One weird quirk about this game that I've never enjoyed, if you're landing on the ground, you try to turn, you try to do basically anything, especially if you're trying to turn to throw a gadget. The game auto-corrects it to an elbow because the elbow move is like reverse and then the punch button within a specific frame window. It's a really big frame window though, so you'll almost always get that instead of the gadget use that I want. Fortune Smile, that's cool. Nothing happened. It's like that smart bomb that was cute. I want the stun bomb though. I'll just... Actually, stun bomb could be useful. It doesn't do any damage, it just knocks everything down. Not the worst, but not good either, so I'm gonna go ahead and just toss all these. Probably shouldn't have gotten that yet. Got full meter though, so I might as well spend it. Where you going? This guy's being a huge troll. He has all the ranged artillery he needs, and he was just keeping his distance perfectly, so I had to go do something about it. Come here, Tasshole. Thank you. Tasshole's so weird. You fight him 3 times, and he's never a threat. He's just as easy the 3rd time as he is the 1st and 2nd time. Alright, really unhappy about that death. Got comboed up pretty hard. We've got 3 stages left, and the next 2 stages, which are the 3rd to last and 2nd to last, are definitely the hardest in the game. So if anything's going to threaten the 1 credit clear, it's going to be these 2 stages. But we'll do our best. So here we are in the Batcave. At this point in the movie, Riddler and Two-Face have actually infiltrated the Batcave on Halloween night. Cool damage. Oh my god, Robin, please. I could not get a flip kick input on there to save my life. I think the fact that they just kept getting in my way kept eating my buffer. What's Hollow Mode? So they're here to just cause tomfoolery and shenanigans and basically be jerks. And it was kind of a cool twist that they were able to get to the Batcave, because once they got here, they basically just wrecked shop. Promise, whenever I do a jump, I'm trying to do a dive kick out of it, and sometimes it just doesn't fire. There we go. Which is really silly, too, because you can buffer a dive kick and a flip kick, and when it doesn't happen, like, that can actually leave you open, which you do not want. Let's use this for some movement. We'll be able to get some health here in a moment. There goes Batmobile. It's now blown to smithereens. Okay. Don't forget, it's a claim 1996, no less. I want to go down to 2 there. That's really bad. Okay, that's not going to be enough. What I need to be able to do here is use the taser to take out enemies quickly. Oh, that's really bad. Alright, I'm getting like no traction here. The grenades here are actually a really big threat. I don't want to have to deal with it. The other problem there was that we were having to spend meter to gain meter, so I wasn't getting a lot of net gain out of that. That'll take us down to the next stage, because there goes the bridge. Alright, good news is we made it through that without a death, and we still have a gadget. Having a gadget going to this stage is a massive bonus. Doesn't always happen. Bad news is our health isn't at full, so we're still under threat of death. Even being at like 3/4 health is like just not good. Especially here, we're going to have to put up with a lot of things that can just fade and evade. Since I'm at 3, I want to spend Hollow Mode to try to get back down to 2 as quickly as I can. If I don't keep with this combo for as long as I can, make sure it's there. Cool. That helps. Shazam! Oh wait, wrong here. And an explosion now. Try and get back down to 2 again. Fill some more health. Kill some more enemies. We're with the gadgets that we still have left over, these 3 tasers, we're actually in a really good, unique spot here. We're not gonna be able to drain meter as quickly as we did when we had Hollow Mode, but I'm still gonna do my best to get down to 2. Work. What I love is you get to this part, and this is actually where the boss is going to spawn, and once you get there, all enemies just die. Like, you just get pure positioning advantage, and it's awesome. So we have the Monarch Bat, also known as the bat that haunts Bruce Wayne's dreams. I think this was supposed to represent a bat he saw on the night of his parents' murder. Like his greatest fear and whatnot. I did not want to get hit by that. Similar to the helicopter fight, we're going to have a lot of slowdown here, and we have to fight the bat using these super batarangs, which we can only use to fight these flying background bosses. Dick, please. Sound effects here or something. Swoop in with some fireballs. We can avoid those. Not if Robin doesn't turn around properly, I can't. Yeah, the swoop in is not my favorite. It allows him to do physical attacks to us. I also did not want to dive kick across there. That was just not correct. Whee! Nope. Still not taking much damage. We're getting some pretty bad positioning here. This can be scary in some capacities because when he gets down to a certain health total, he's going to try and heal himself. You can kill him while he's trying to do that, but essentially you have to. That was way more damage than I wanted to take. That was not safe at all. I'm just being a troll. Oh my god, Robin, please. Position where you can throw these things. So we have one more cycle. Shame it even got the 4 cycles. It's not a particularly good Okay. That got really scary. He's never done that much damage to me before with a fire wave, so it's on me because I took the risk of going in there because, well, it's never happened before. Sometimes you get a false sense of security and things can result. Alright, last stage. This is essentially just going to be one big boss gauntlet. Everything we fought in this game, we're going to be fighting here, including anything we've already fought as a boss. That includes Feather, that includes all of his cohorts, that includes Sugar and Spice, that includes the robots. We're going to be seeing it all here. The visuals of it are what's really interesting about it, because we get this big spinning room where Riddler's just going to be just kind of a jackass and just doing things like that. Very funny to watch. You know Jim Carrey just loves his pelvic thrusts. I don't know if this is actually good or not. It doesn't feel like it is. Okay, we got back up to 3. Actually, wait, is that 2? No, it's 3. Okay. Forgot it shows the number after you level up, so that's cute. We're gonna get some weird slowdown here. It's actually my first time playing this on a PS1 console. This is being played on original hardware. But every run I've done in the past has been on PS2. So this slowdown's kinda real. And I never realized how solid the question marks are here. Normally, for the arcade version, they're just like glittering. Those some pretty bad hits to be taking, actually. We're trying to get down to 2 here. I really need a health up. So close to the end. I not want to interact with that guy. Not yet. Not until he's open. Okay. This up as long as I can. I'm trying to get down to 2. It didn't work. Actually, I don't think I want that. These guys. Okay, much better. Different game than the SNES version. I disagree about it looking worse, though. It's slow. The PlayStation Acclaim titles were special. So we're just going to be spamming meter here, I think. Fight some robots. These guys for the background. The rotating room is actually a very real gimmick in that it does rotate us to the back. We're not going to stay in place if we just decide to do like flip kicks or whatever. It will move us around the room. Oh, that's not good. Landed right back in the path of it. Did a straight dive down kick instead of straight across. Just should have done. You're just going to be fighting boss swarms. I take Acclaim was the LJN of the 16-bit era. LJN actually made some decent games with 16-bit. Whoa. Alright, Sugar, let's go. Now we have one more task before we reach the final boss. We're going to grab the Super Batarang, we're going to throw it directly at this platform. And Jim Carrey's going to get blown to Kingdom Come. Shame we can't listen to him go crazy like he does for arcade, but hey, he's gone. But now we get Harvey. You think Two-Face would be like super duper difficult, but you just fight him like any other enemy. Dive kick, flip kick, and that'll finish him. Time's gonna be called when Robin leaves the screen. That's time. Not a bad run. A couple of those deaths early were kind of obnoxious, but put the initials in there. We do get this cool little ending screen. I don't recall if it looks quite as cool here, but the flavor's there. Oh yeah, this is way worse. Is it even gonna descend or play music? Okay, it is. Look at that gigantic bat symbol on that suit. Alright, thank you so much for the GGs, everybody. You'll be seeing me a bit later in chat for the final 2 runs, because I'll be the one streaming those. And up next, we've got RGL's own Aphotic Cthulhu playing some Symphony of the Night for us. Great speedrunner of that game. And you'll be hearing from me soon enough. Take care, everybody, and have a good one.